And now we return to Tell the Truth.
What is your name, please?
My name is John Keister.
My name is John Keister.
My name is John Keister.
Here is my story. I, John Keister, am the host of a local comedy show in Seattle. Actually, I thought I'd be a lot further along by now. Maybe a sitcom, some movies, a private jet, wall-to-wall babes. You get the picture. But I seem to have stalled out here. And since I'm not getting any younger, I'd better accept that this is about as good as it's going to get for me. Signed, John Keister. We'll start our questioning with Nancy Guppy.
Thank you. John Keister, number 3. How many children do you have?
Nancy, come on, it's me. I mean, these other guys, they don't even look like me.
John Keister, number 1.
I have 3 children, all boys.
Thank you.
Bill Stainton.
Thank you. John Keister, number 2. What's the name of the kung fu character you always get into fights with in those funny skits?
Billy Lee? Oh, come on, it's Billy Kwan. Bill, we've known each other for 12 years.
I didn't ask you, number 3.
Tracy Conway.
John Keister, number 3. How many pecks are there in a bushel?
What? Well, how the hell should I know? What kind of question is that, Tracy?
Okay, John Keister, number 1.
I believe there are 4 pecks in a bushel.
And John Keister, number 2. Same question.
4 pecks.
And Joel McHale.
John Keister, number 1. How come some of the pieces on the show aren't very funny?
My fault entirely. In fact, I screw up all the time.
Thank you. John Keister, number 2, same question.
Oh, yeah. It's me, all right. Sometimes I wonder how I even got this job in the first place.
Me too. And John Keister, number 3.
You know, I'll see that you're fired if it is the last thing that I do.
Okay, panelists, you've heard the answers. Now you have to choose. Who is the real John Keister?
I don't like any of them.
Me neither.
You know, I've always liked Ross better.
Let's go get something to eat.
Okay, that sounds good.
Pizza.
Oh, not...
You know, I'll get you for this. I'm gonna make sure that you guys never work again. I will get you for this. One word. Sonics. Yeah? They had us going, didn't they? Yeah, yeah, for a little while there, yeah. A little 22-point lead wasn't quite enough, was it? Wasn't quite interesting enough, no, but they made it. They beat the Suns, and maybe, just maybe, this time, they'll go all the way. Yeah? But even without the game, though, it's a very interesting week here in Seattle. The NRA is in town, right? Yeah. Yep. Yep, exactly. Some 20,000 members of the National Rifle Association are holding their annual meeting at the convention center this very week. Yeah, of course, my question is, where were they? Where were they when that guy with the sword closed down the whole city for a day, right? Actually, though, I'm not sure it's such a great idea to have 20,000 gun owners in a city where there's an espresso stand on every corner, right? Do we need that kind of tension? Didn't think so. But Seattle, you know, God bless us. We've really opened our arms to the visiting NRA members, and it's at the Four Seasons hotels. I mean, they've gone the extra mile here. They've actually put individually wrapped hollow point bullets on everyone's pillow. It's just a nice little touch, don't you think? Yeah. Actually, it turns out there's a lot of interesting seminars being offered at the NRA convention as well. You may have heard of some of these. We actually managed to obtain a very top secret document that lists the entire program. So here's just a few of the classes they're offering. Easy deck plans for your loner shack. How to tell if the squirrels are spying on you. 10 ways to put your neighbor's pet out of its misery. Simple snacks for your standoff. Enhance your paranoia with Chinese herbs. And finally, the 44 Magnum. Is it too gay? Anyway, we'd just like to welcome the NRA to our city, and if any of you are out there watching tonight, we just want to say, we're kidding! You know, just relax, calm down. We know the 90s have been very tough for you people in the NRA, what with the Brady bill and the waiting periods and all that. You know, but there's a lot of things the rest of us don't like about the 90s either. Well, take a look at this.
I have to get a BMW or I'll die.
10 years ago, the least talked about album of its time was released. Protest songs of the 80s.
Nintendo has sucked out my brain.
Now, Riley and Nelson are back with a new CD, cleverly titled Protest Songs of the 90s, with songs that touch the most important issues of our time.
Yes, and let's download porn from the internet. Yes, I believe that would be the best use of the technology. Please don't let them clone Pauly Shore.
Songs about social issues.
I am sorry, but your child doesn't have attention deficit disorder. No, he's just stupid. What's the deal with the weekly personal ads and people begging for dates? If they're so intelligent and if they're so beautiful, then why can't they get laid?
And songs about the personalities who have shaped this decade.
2, 3, 4. Dork must die. Dork must die. Dork must die.
What?
Dork must die.
Who's buying those videos?
Dork must die.
I'll pull the trigger.
I didn't think I would ever say this, but I am really getting tired of Demi Moore's naked ass, naked ass, naked ass, naked ass, naked ass.
Including their #1 hit, The Ballad of Martha Stewart.
Uptight, lily white, scary lady bacon pies, cutting roses, compost, and snooty little party host, sponge painting bedroom walls, rich bitch in overalls, Martha Stewart.
Protest songs of the 90s. Not available in Walmart stores because of that song about Demi Moore's ass.
Yes, Nintendo is still sucking out my brain. Yes, Nintendo is still sucking out my brain. Yes, Nintendo.
Hey, we've got a great show for you, so don't go away, because we'll be right back.
I'm so mad that I missed it.
Excuse me, everyone.
We want to thank you all for joining us tonight for this very special dinner, because Blake and I, well, we have a very special announcement to make.
Yes, we do. We wanted our family and our very dear friends to be with us tonight because Barbara and I are going to make some life changes. We have decided to sell our house, all our possessions. We're going to give that money to the needy, and Barbara and I are going to move to India to do charity work. Oh. What have we done?
I don't want to sell the house. I love this house.
And sell all of our possessions? What are we going to sit on?
I'm not giving up the new TV. It has picture in a picture.
I don't want to move to India. They don't even eat cows over there.
Oh, that's right. You know, if they're so poor, why don't they just eat the cows? That doesn't make sense.
It's like they're not even trying.
Maybe we could teach them to eat the cows.
No. See, that's not it. They know how to eat the cows. They just won't. They just won't.
Well, I don't know why we're trying to help them if they're just going to be stupid about it. Forget it.
What are we going to do? We told everybody we're leaving. You're probably wondering why we invited you all back again so soon. Barbara and I feel that indeed the people of India could use our help. However, we also think it makes more sense for us to stay right here at home because there are people here that could use our help.
Alan, you're going to need some help getting those daughters of yours through college, right? Well, consider it done.
Yeah. And Rhonda, your mother's convalescent care is going to be taken care of from now on. In fact, any of you who ever need our help or our money, feel free to ask. Why did we do that?
I don't want to pay for Alan's little brats to go to school. You know, he could send them to Harvard himself if he just had back some of that money he spent all these years on beer and porn magazines.
Yeah. And Rhonda's mother has got to be the biggest witch I have ever seen. Second biggest, if you count Rhonda. Oh. Let Rhonda take care of the old bag. They deserve each other.
Thank you all for coming again. Unfortunately, we must tell you that there has been a little change of plan. And, well, we can't give you the money that we promised you last time.
Yeah. See, the reason we can't is because we decided to keep the money and invest it in long-term bonds and mutual funds.
And with those profits, we're going to buy a huge entertainment system.
The other thing we are using the money for is for breast surgery. Barbara's going to have hers enlarged.
Just a little.
And I'm going to, you know, get mine reduced. a little bit. You know, it's a middle-aged thing. You know.
But we haven't forgotten our pledge to the community.
No, we haven't.
Blake and I have adopted this little darling mile of the 405 highway. We're going to keep it clean of litter.
Well, we're not going to keep it clean, but we're going to hire some Mexican guys who'll do it real cheap.
Yeah, they're such nice fellas.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Book Beat. Joining us on the show is one of America's most prolific and popular mystery writers. He's here today to promote his latest book called Murder on the East India Trader. He is author Jacob Kane. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It really is.
Well, let me just start out by saying that I loved your book. You really had me guessing the entire time.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Like about halfway in, when you revealed that the one-eyed man was really a woman. But when it turned out that Dr. and Mrs. Larson weren't really husband and wife,
you could stop her.
But they were
please
brother
stop right
and
there, please.
sister. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
You know, I would appreciate
But you know
it
something?
if you
At
didn't...
the end of the book, I was confused about one thing.
What?
Well, is it pronounced Sharu or Charu?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Shh.
I'm talking about the real murderer. Is it Charu or Sharu? Cha or Sha? Oh, gosh, Gosh, it's such a difficult name. Why don't we put that up on the screen there? See, you really can't tell how to say it.
Right.
So why don't you enlighten us here? How do you say that name?
Charu.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, let's take a call. Hello, caller.
Hi, great show, Mr. Kane. I love your books. I was wondering, in paging Dr. Murder, why did you have Rostelli the juggler turn out to be the murderer?
Good question, caller.
What is wrong with you people?
Okay, I think what the caller is getting at is that when one reads your books, you always make us think someone else other than the real killer is the killer.
Well, that's why they're called mysteries.
Oh, in fact, I actually had to make up a chart to keep up with the plot twist in your book. So, if you could bring that in. Okay.
Don't do this, please. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Hold that thought. Now, okay, see here in Murder on the Dinner Train, I thought the killer was Melvin the camp cook, when in fact it turned out to be the virgin governess. Who would have thought? And then in Lights, Camera, Murder, I was sure the murderer was Eric, the quiet intern, but it was actually Steve, the gay director.
That was my best book! That was my best book!
Oh, well, unfortunately, darn it, we don't have time to go through the entire chart here.
Thank God.
Which is why we've put it up on our website at www.jacobkanekillers.com.
You have ruined me! You've ruined my career!
Okay, before we go, are you working on a new book? Come on, you can tell us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. It's called With This Ring, I.D. Kill. And there's a number of plot twists and a number of red herrings. And after that, the murderer turns out to be Brenda, the bridesmaid.
Great! Now I don't have to buy the book.
Yeah, neither does anybody else.
Okay, well, next week on the show, we'll have author Lori Baker, who will talk about her new book, The Secret to a Perfect Marriage. Turns out it's communication. See you then.
I hope you die.
Good evening, and this is the Late Report. The Magnolia Bridge will be reopening on May 8th, a full 2 months ahead of schedule. Engineers say it's amazing how much faster the project became when they made the simple decision to use duct tape instead of bolts. British Columbians caught driving without a valid license or while prohibited from driving may see their cars impounded for 30 days, which works out to about 42 days Canadian. Both Washington state senators are targeting the women's vote this month. Patty Murray will host the Golden Tennis Shoe Awards with special guest Hillary Rodham Clinton, while Slate Gorton will spend 1 day a week from now until the election in drag. Construction of Interbay Golf Course, which was designed by Jack Nicklaus, got underway this week. Among the hazards exclusive to this golf course is a 2-stroke penalty if your ball lands in an abandoned boxcar and the transient living there won't give it back. Seattle Public Schools have a new course called Creating Critical Viewers, which hopes to teach students to think more creatively about television and to be more selective in their viewing habits. The course has brought an immediate lawsuit from executives at the Fox network. Seattle and King County public swimming pools are overcrowded, causing long waits. Officials say the waits at some pools are so long, many swimmers have actually been forced to use the bathrooms to pee. Several gay and lesbian rights groups gathered this week for Ellen Coming Out Day parties across the state. Despite the hoopla, however, Mrs. Craswell stayed indoors. Finally, legendary rock band Kiss performs on Monday at the Key Arena, this time featuring all of the original members. Music fans may recall the band did play in Seattle a couple of years ago, but a local man was hired to stand in for Gene Simmons. This has been the Late Report. Don't go away. We're coming right back. Well, that's just about all the time we have tonight. I hope you had a great...
What are you doing?
I'm doing the close.
No, I do the close. It's my turn.
Excuse me, you did the monologue?
That's right. We bookended. I do the opening, I do the closing. We discussed it.
You don't even look like Keith. You're just a little guy.
Oh, excuse me. It's the face is what's important, not the body.
The face?
Yeah, the face.
Yeah, I'll show you a face right here.
Hey, watch the hairpiece.
I don't know. I don't think that any one of them really look exactly like me, although I was happy to have so many handsome men in the studio all at one time. Anyway, I hope you guys had a real good time tonight, and I hope that you'll tune in next week when our special guest will be the presidents of the United States of America right here in the studio. So be sure to watch for that. We're looking forward to it, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.